If you're intending to immigrate to Canada and you're not really sure what your next steps should be, keep watching this video. Why are they so confused? This is the one question I tend to ask myself often when I have conversations with some of you who have reached out to me on Instagram with regarding your immigration to Canada. Following my conversations with some of you, I get the sense that this is just too overwhelming for you, and taking time out to try to figure things out is just really hard. And that's why I'm here to help you. I have taken time out to write down a lot of the things that tends to make people confused about their immigration to Canada. And in this video, I'm going to be helping you to narrow things down so that you're able to see things clearly. And so by the end of this video, I'm really hoping that you're able to focus on what's most important so that you know what your next steps should be moving forward. Welcome back to my channel, guys. My name is Titilola and I live here in Toronto, Canada, where I make videos sharing my personal experiences, my journey as a Nigerian Canadian immigrant. I also share survival tips for immigrating to Canada. And if you're here for lifestyle, beauty, immigration stuff, mom stuff, you're welcome. If this is your first time of being here, you're welcome. Please make sure to subscribe to my channel and also click the notification button when you do so, so that you get notified whenever I post a brand new video. I have decided to make this video at this time because a ton of us are still in isolation, and this is the best time to stay back and be able to focus and do your research if you're intending to immigrate to Canada. Since the last couple months, I see that thousands and thousands of you have received your invitation to apply for your permanent residence in Canada, and I say a big congratulations to you. And to those who are wondering, how to go about the process, this video is especially for you. Although this video is especially for those who are mostly applying for, say, the federal immigration streams, it's also important as a general guide for anyone who wants to apply for an invite to Canada, or come as a student, or apply for a work permit, or coming as a refugee claimant. Is just really important general Canadian immigration information. Okay, I hope that's not too much. Okay, now let's get right into this video. Now let's address the elephant in the room, your confusion. Why are you so confused about what decisions to make? It's just because you're not equipped with all the information that you need, and that's why today I'm here to help you. So the first question I like to ask when people say, oh, I want to move to Canada, is why? I always like to know the why behind people's decisions when they contact me, because it helps me to know where their head's at. Because I do find that a lot of the time people just want to leave wherever they are because they are just desperate to leave. It's not really because they have the right reasons. I understand that some people are not mentally stable where they are, and they are not productive, and life is not going well for a lot of them. But at the end of the day, it's very important that you're physically, mentally, psychologically, even spiritually, and most importantly, financially ready for a physical move from one country to another. So first question is why. Make sure you're making your move for all the right reasons. So if you have to do some soul searching, do it. So are you fleeing persecution? Is your life in danger? Do you want to come here to study? Are you looking for a chance at a new life? These are questions that you need to find answers to. At this point, I think it's ideal to say that you should grab a note and a pen, because I'm going to be sharing a lot of information with you in this video today. So please make sure to pay attention. Now, after you've answered your why, my next question to you is, what experiences do you have? What qualifications do you have? What other skill set do you have? I get a lot of people asking me, what are the jobs in demand? No, that's a wrong way to look at it, because the jobs in demand might not be necessarily suited for you. Your experience and your qualification is what adds up to points for you if you're doing the express entry, for example, and that's what determines what you're eligible to apply for, what programs you're eligible to apply for. Now, in terms of what skill sets you have, if, for example, you speak French, you're very proficient in French, your French proficiency might be more useful in one province compared to another. So you need to take all of those into consideration. In the description of this video, I have left a link for you where you can actually go and compare like the programs, the different provincial programs, where you can see them side by side and compare them and see their requirements, and help you to have a more in-depth look, and this will help you to better inform a decision for you. And not only that, if it's a skilled area, for example, you need to be able to know what skill that is, what category or classification of skill that is, so that you know what you can apply for. And that brings me to my third point, which is finding your NOC. Your NOC is your National Occupational Classification. So this classification helps you to know what level of skills your experience is at, under what class. Are you highly skilled? Are you intermediate? So there are different classes in which your experience can be put under. If you're not able to understand what your classification is, you will not know what to apply for. Also, in the description of this video, I have added an NOC level classifier for you to be able to search for your skill or your area of experience, and then it will help you to know what level of skill you're at. Now we're making progress. Great job. You've checked out your experience and your qualification. You've looked at your NOC. Now let's move forward. The next big question is, what am I eligible for? So based on what you've researched on right now, you need to be able to answer that question. By the time you're able to look at the NOC classifier, and you're able to also look at the express entry information that I've put in the link in the description, you should be able to answer this question. Now my next point is very important, because I find that from my conversations with some people, some of you are very confused about the provincial system of Canada. So let me break it down for you. Canada has 10 provinces and 3 territories. So let's just focus on the provinces, okay? Let me just explain it a little bit for you, so that when you read it up, you'll be able to have it a little clearer than you used to have it. So just like the way you have, say, geopolitical zones in Nigeria, and so I'll use Nigeria as an example. I'm hoping that people from other parts of the world watching this don't get confused. It's just like splitting a country into different regions. So in Nigeria, for example, we have 6 geopolitical zones. So let's just look at Canada that way. Canada has 10 provinces, and in those provinces we have different cities. So Toronto, for example, is in the province of Ontario, right? And Toronto is also the capital city of Ontario. So Toronto is not the capital city of Canada. Let me just say that one real quick, okay? Toronto is the capital city of the province of Ontario. However, there's another city still in the same province of Ontario that is the capital city of Canada. This city is called Ottawa. Ottawa, water. I say water, so I say Ottawa. So Ottawa is the capital city of Canada. That's where the House of Parliaments are and whatnot. Let me give you another example of a popular big city, okay? Vancouver, for example, is in the province of British Columbia. However, Vancouver is not the capital city of the province of British Columbia. The capital city of British Columbia is Victoria. So the major city in a province does not necessarily have to be the capital city of that province. So I'm hoping that you're able to understand it a bit more. It does take a lot of work, and yeah, I'm hoping you don't get confused. Also, you need to know that some of these provinces have different time zones apart from each other. For example, British Columbia is 3 hours behind of Ontario. If you're able to understand how the provincial system works in Canada, it will make it easier for you to understand the different programs that the different provinces offer. So yes, it's very important that you understand this. My next very important point is that you familiarize yourself with the Canadian immigration terms. When you go on the Canadian website and you're reading all of this immigration information, there are terms that are very hard to understand, and to some people, I get that it's really difficult to grasp. You know, you're trying to read something that you have no idea of, and you have to really take time out to understand all of these things. Like, what does a foreign national mean? What does CRS mean? What does, you know, designated employer mean? In the description of this video, I have also added a Canadian immigration glossary for you. So yay! So now life is going to be easy for you if you're reading stuff and you're not sure what something means. Okay, yes, you know, on the Real Lola Black's channel, I've got this link where I can just click on the glossary and, you know, have everything listed out in alphabetical order. You know, just go to C if you're looking for CRS, you know, go to D if you're looking for designated something, and you just find all the terms there explained. So good for you. So I'm making progress. Stop being confused, okay? That's why I'm here to help. If you watch the video to this level and you've not subscribed, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? Subscribe. Okay, now let's move forward. So understanding those terms will make it so easy for you to not only assimilate, but when you're having conversations with someone, if for example you reach out to me and you're talking to me about your immigration, it's so easy for me to understand and makes it less painful for me to, you know, help you, because I feel like, yes, they know what they're saying. You know, this person knows their onions, you know, yay, I'm so proud. So it's very important because it just helps you to make life so much easier for you. And some of the things that you feel like, oh, you cannot do by yourself, you find that you begin to be able to do that just because you have a new level of understanding. Now, the next question I'm going to ask you to help you to ease your confusion is, how can you best prepare? Now, it's important that you do not prepare for the battle on the battlefield. It's not the day you actually decide that you want to begin your application, you start to do something called document gathering. It's best to be very much prepared as opposed to for you to not be, right? So for the sake of preparedness, for example, you can book your IELTS. Your English test will come in very handy. Good thing is the English test will last for what, at least 2 years? So it's good for you to do it way ahead of time. Also, there are schools that you probably have attended that you know that obtaining a transcript will take forever. So if you have maybe a liaison person in your school, your former school, contact them so that you can start the process of getting your transcript before you actually submit your application or complete your application. Another thing is, say, getting a police report for something. You know, the police likes to take their sweet time. Nothing comes easy with the police. So if you need to get a document from the police, it's best you start to act ahead of time. Your birth certificate, your resume, you know, polishing it up and making it up to what is recognized here in Canada is very important. If you need to download a template to help you or guide you to prepare your resume to be suitable for, you know, employment in Canada, this is the time for you to do it. You do not need to have everything 100% before you start to do your documents gathering. Also, say for example, if you're trying to seek maybe a refugee claim, maybe your life is in danger, this is the time for you to start gathering all the evidence, you know, police reports, text messages, pictures and whatnot. Everything that you need is very, very important that you stay on top of it. Now, the next question I want you to remember is how long your process would take. How long does it take to complete my whole PR process after I submit? Not only that, it's also important for you to know how long everything else takes. How long do I need from when I begin my application process to when I'm able to submit? I think you have about 60 days from when you begin your application to submit. The moment you start your application and you do not complete it by the end of 60 days, you'd have to start all over again. Now, how long does it take before I can provide documents? When you begin your process and immigration contacts you, maybe part-time after they've gotten to a particular level, for you to submit a document, they would instruct you on how long you have. So it's very important that you take note of all of your timelines. Nobody from Canadian Immigration will be messaging you to remind you of anything. So it's best that you stay on top of things, and if you want your process to be done within the shortest amount of time, you have to come correct. And coming correct means coming ready, you know? Now, one big question is, after you've looked into how long things take and you've decided that, okay, I think I'm ready to do this, I think I want to do this, make this huge move and immigrate to Canada. The very, very important question that all of this all boils down to is, can I afford it? Can you afford it? Moving to Canada is no joke. It's very expensive and to take a toll on your financial health. So if you're not financially healthy, you have to start thinking, okay, where's the funds going to be coming from? If you're going to be doing an express entry, for example, you need at least $12,000 fixed in your account to show as proof that you can take care of yourself when you come. That amount increases by the number of individuals that you have in your family. There are other programs that are less financially demanding, right? I'll be making a video talking about one particular program that would help you if you do not have a lot of skills and a lot of money. So if you would like to see a video of me talking about this program, leave me a comment in the comment section and I'll be preparing to make that video just for you. So yes, you have to remember, whatever you have to fix in your account as proof that you can take care of yourself is different from the amounts that you spend in the processing. So your medicals, your documents gathering and application fees, that's minus that. So that's a lot of expenses. So at the end of the day, that's the big question. Can I afford it? Now to the next thing I'm going to say, and this is actually a warning, and I don't mean to be rude to be warning you, my loyal viewers and subscribers, but I have to say this. Stop talking to your travel agent about your immigration, please. They cannot help you. Actually, as a matter of fact, I find that a lot of the time people like to solicit advice from people that they feel most comfortable with, and I get that. But the truth is, I find that a lot of these people are so lazy to even search for information that would help you, and they are not really invested in you that much. At the end of the day, you have to do your own work by yourself. So if you're just feeling like, oh, I don't have the time for it, I can't do this, I can't do that, you have to remember that nobody would be more invested in your life than you. So think about this very carefully, and if you need help, I would say engage with an immigration consultant. I am not an immigration expert, I've said that before, but I have a handful of them, and you can even go on Instagram and find them by yourself. I sincerely will not be advising you to employ the services of those immigration companies that are here in Canada. I would say use the services of someone who is here, but an individual that you can have a personal relationship with, someone you can speak to when it's convenient, someone you feel like you know, like you can really have that relationship with. because this is your life. If I were in your shoes, I would not use the services of an immigration company because I would feel like my case would be tossed here and there, and I won't feel like I'm as important, you know, having different people, you know, look at my case. Most of the time you can do this by yourself, but if you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling like you don't have the time, then if you want to use the services of an expert, you have to be very careful in finding one. Now, finally, and very importantly, I want to say this. Feel free to contact immigration for all your immigration concerns. Like, where is the best place to find information if not from the source? You know, they don't buy it though. You can call them from wherever country you are. There are numbers that, you know, you can call if you're outside of Canada, you know, and speak with someone, ask all your questions. And trust me, when I was in the process of my PR application, I called every time I felt like I was confused, and I went online and I didn't see what I wanted. If I wasn't able to call, I would always fill out a web form on my immigration website, and within 24 to 48 hours I'll always get a response. I remember one time I called, I spoke with this Nigerian lady, and she was very nice. You know, they're always there to help you. And I'll tell you what, the best advice I got from an immigration agent when I called was, you know, I was confused because I didn't have a document that was requested, and so I wanted to use another document that I was hoping was going to suffice, and I wasn't too sure. And I called, and he said, you know what, when you're not sure, just give as much information as possible, because you have to remember that the more the merrier. Because I tell you what, if they are dissatisfied with your application, they will send it back with the speed of light. So it's better for you to be overly prepared than for you to come underprepared. You cannot be afraid to submit documents. Why are you afraid to submit documents? When you're not a criminal, nobody is chasing you. Why are you afraid to call immigration? Like, see, just remember this. The best place to find information is from the source. And do not forget, cic.gc.ca is there for you. Express entry portal is there for you. Provincial, Google it, is all on CIC. They're all there for you, and all the information that you need is all on there. All you need to do is take out time and read. Okay? I do wish you all the best with your Canadian immigration. I'm really hoping that you found this video helpful. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Feel free to share this video to your friends or family members who you think would need it. Also, leave me a comment in the comment section. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button so that you always know whenever I post a brand new video. Thank you so much for watching. It's Mother's Day weekend. I say happy Mother's Day to all the amazing mothers out there. Thank you for supporting your families and for being who you are. You're amazing. One day is not enough to celebrate you. You should be celebrated every single day. I do hope that you have a wonderful weekend with your families. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Until then, bye-bye.